year is 1849. Darkness cloaks the Maryland countryside. A young woman slips silently through the night, her breath quick but steady, her eyes sharp with determination. She is fleeing the chains of slavery, but this is no escape for one. This is the beginning of a mission that will make her a legend. Her name, Harriet Tubman. By the mid-1800s, slavery was the law of the land across the American South. Millions of men, women, and children were bought and sold as property. Violence, cruelty, and backbreaking labor defined daily life. In this world, resistance was dangerous, often fatal. Yet whispers of freedom traveled along secret routes, carried in hushed prayers and brave footsteps. This network would come to be called the Underground Railroad. And at its heart stood a woman who would outwit slave catchers, dodge bloodhounds, and never, not once, lose a passenger. Harriet Tubman was born Araminta Ross around 1822 in Dorchester County, Maryland. From childhood, she endured brutal conditions. Hard labor in the fields, whippings, and hunger. At just a teenager, she suffered a severe head injury when an overseer hurled an iron weight, leaving her with lifelong seizures and visions. But within these visions, Harriet found faith, a sense of divine mission. She believed God had chosen her for something greater. She would later change her name to Harriet, in honor of her mother, and claim her destiny as a deliverer of her people. In 1849, Harriet made her daring escape north to Philadelphia. Freedom was hers, but she couldn't rest. She couldn't leave her family and people behind. So she turned back, again and again. Between 1850 and 1860, Harriet Tubman made an estimated 13 missions, rescuing more than 70 enslaved people directly and guiding countless others with instructions. She carried a pistol, both for protection and as a warning. Turning back was not an option. She became known as Moses, the liberator who led her people out of bondage. Slave owners put a $40,000 bounty on her head, yet she was never caught. When the Civil War broke out, Harriet didn't stop. She served as a Union spy, nurse, and scout. In 1863, she led a military raid along the Combahee River in South Carolina, freeing more than 700 enslaved people in a single night. No other woman in American history had led a raid of that scale. Harriet Tubman's story is one of unshakable courage. She was not just an abolitionist. She was a warrior for freedom, a strategist, and a symbol of resistance. Her life proved that one woman, armed with faith and determination, could outwit an entire system built on oppression. Generations after, Harriet Tubman became an icon of civil rights, women's rights, and black liberation. She remains a reminder that freedom is not given, it is fought for. Harriet Tubman's journey asks us a question. What would you risk for freedom? She risked everything, her life, her safety, her peace, so that others might taste liberty. In a world where injustice still exists, her story isn't just history. It's a call to action, showing us that leadership is not about power, but about sacrifice and vision. Harriet Tubman defied the chains of slavery with courage and cunning. But while she led dozens to freedom, another black hero commanded armies and shook an empire to its knees. Imagine an island where the fields of sugar ran red with fire, where the enslaved refused to bow, where whispers of liberty grew louder than the crack of the whip. Out of this storm rose a man whose vision of freedom would challenge the world's greatest powers and change history forever. But this is only the beginning. History holds countless more voices, rebels, warriors, dreamers, and builders, whose stories were buried, but not erased. The question is, are you ready to unearth them? Give this video a thumbs up if you believe the story must be told.